Dream Car Update presents another jaw-dropping story about justice, patience, and standing your ground when the world tries to take what's yours. Today's story is called, HOA Put 96 Homes on My Land, I Let Them Finish Construction, then Pulled the Deed Out in Court. It all began in 2024, in the rolling hills of Texas Hill Country. My name's Daniel Harper, and I inherited 40 acres of land from my father, who bought it decades ago when the area was nothing but open pastures and cedar trees. The land was quiet, peaceful, and untouched, a place where the sunsets painted the sky red and gold. After my father passed, I moved away for work. The land sat vacant for a few years, but I paid the taxes on time and made sure the title remained clean. I always told myself I'd come back one day to build a small cabin and retire there. Then one afternoon, I got a letter from the county appraisal office that made my heart skip a beat. It showed a drastic increase in my property's assessed value, nearly 10 times higher than before. The reason listed was recent residential development. I was confused. There was no development on my land, or at least, there shouldn't have been. So I drove down to the property the next weekend. When I turned onto the old gravel road that used to lead to my pasture, my jaw dropped. Instead of open fields, I found rows of freshly paved streets, streetlights, and newly built homes, dozens of them. Workers were still moving about, pouring concrete, putting up signs that said "Welcome to Silver Creek Estates." My family's old fence line had been ripped out, my land markers gone. Every inch of the place looked like it had been turned into a suburban neighborhood. I parked my truck and approached one of the construction managers. "Hey," I said, trying to keep calm. "What's going on here?" "This is private property." The man looked at me, squinting. "You a buyer?" "No," I replied. "I'm the owner of this land." He chuckled like I'd told a joke. "Sure, buddy. You and 100 others. The HOA owns this development now. Maybe talk to the site manager." He pointed toward a white trailer at the end of the lot. I walked over, and sure enough, there was a woman sitting inside behind a folding table, papers and blueprints spread out in front of her. Her name tag read Tina, HOA Development Director. "Ma'am," I said, "there's been a mistake. This land, Silver Creek Estates, is mine. My father left it to me. I've got the deed." She gave me a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Sir, the land was purchased by Silver Creek Holdings 3 years ago from the previous owner." "That's impossible," I said. "I never sold it." She shrugged. "Then you'll need to take that up with the county records. We have legal ownership and permits. You're trespassing on active construction." I was stunned. I knew for a fact I hadn't signed or sold anything. But standing there, surrounded by half-built houses and heavy machinery, I realized I couldn't fight it on the spot. I had to be smart. So I walked away. Over the next few weeks, I gathered everything: my father's original deed, the transfer documents, tax records, even aerial maps. I also hired a real estate attorney named Michael, sharp, experienced, and just as angry as I was when he saw the evidence. He confirmed my suspicion: the development company had made a huge mistake. They had bought the wrong parcel. My land shared a boundary with a smaller abandoned lot owned by the county. Somewhere in their paperwork, someone had mixed up the coordinates and the HOA had built their entire community on my property. I asked Michael what to do. "You could file an injunction right now," he said, "and stop construction." But I shook my head. "Let them finish." He blinked. "You're serious?" "Dead serious," I said. "They've already spent millions. Let them dig their own hole deeper." And that's exactly what I did. For almost a year, I watched quietly from a distance as the homes went up, 96 of them in total. The HOA set up a gate, hired security, landscaped the lawns, even built a playground. By the time they wrapped up, the entire development was worth over $40 million. When the first families started moving in, I knew it was time. My lawyer filed a property claim in county court with all the evidence attached: the original deed, the title chain, and the survey maps showing the boundaries. The judge scheduled a hearing within 2 weeks. On the day of the hearing, the courtroom was packed. The HOA board members were there, along with their lawyers and the development company's executives. They looked confident until my attorney presented the evidence. We showed the original land deed, registered in my father's name and transferred to me years before construction even began. We showed tax receipts, aerial surveys, and maps from the county land office that proved beyond any doubt that Silver Creek Estate sat squarely on my 40 acres. When the judge asked the developers for their deed, they hesitated. Their paperwork was riddled with errors, wrong parcel numbers, missing signatures, even a fake notary stamp. The courtroom went silent. Finally, the judge turned to me. "Mr. Harper, according to these documents, you are the lawful owner of the land in question." The HOA lawyer jumped up. "Your Honor, we've invested millions in infrastructure, homes, and amenities.